I am playing a very dangerous game right now and I don't actually want to be playing it, so I will be moving these because otherwise they are gonna get stepped on. I am trying my new camera out for only the second time, so I am hoping that it's working. Also, there is a microphone attached to this. I'm not just holding a poof, I swear. Anyways, I originally wanted to do one of those videos that's like everything I watched in the year because I love watching them, but I also watched over 100 movies this year, so I feel like with my track record, we would be here for 3 hours. Which is fine and dandy when it's December, but it is now mid-January and I would like to get a move on. So to streamline it, I've decided to only focus on 2025 releases, but that doesn't feel fully right, so I would like to just say that the best movie I watched this year was from 1997. Eve's Bayou, obsessed. Immediate placement on my all-time favorites list, levels of obsession. It is about the power and magic you have when you're a 10-year-old girl. If Claudia is your favorite character in Interview with the Vampire, I recommend this movie. If you enjoy Sisters, I recommend this movie. If you have ever been a 10-year-old girl ever in your entire life, I recommend this movie. Just had to slot that in there because it was the best thing I watched this year, or at least it was my personal favorite. This list, as per usual, is my personal favorites, obviously. If you liked other movies that came out this year, that's amazing. I'm glad you loved them. These are just my personal favorites, okay? These are just my personal opinions. And I am not looking to start a fight on the internet about them. I loved these films for one reason or the other. You may or may not like them because we are different people. We're starting off this list with number 10, which is A Useful Ghost. A Useful Ghost is about a woman who dies and her ghost takes over and possesses a vacuum cleaner. But it's also just an intense political thriller that analyzes how the government can censor certain stories and try to completely silence voices. It also showcases the impact one individual can have on their community and also interrogates what their responsibility is to said community. For as intense of a film as it was, the ending also felt empowering. It was a really good movie. Anyways, following that up, we have the third Knives Out film, Wake Up Dead Man, which I really enjoyed. I liked the interrogation of religion and how in certain hands, religion can become a weapon. I like Josh O'Connor's priest. He was truly every day of his life waking up being like, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I did personally think it was a little bit predictable just the second you saw that tomb, the second you knew that girlie's name was Grace, pieces were falling into place. But it wasn't predictable in a bad way. Like, it was predictable in a way where you're like, I connected the dots. That's fun. That's exciting. It was enjoyable. I liked being able to see it on the big screen. I don't know what else to say about it, so we're gonna move on. Oh, Andrew Scott's in it. That gets a plus. We're continuing along the film festival theme and we're moving right into Frankenstein, which I really enjoyed. I feel like it perhaps depends on how you enjoy the source material, but I don't personally mind when filmmakers are adapting a book or a story from the page to the screen. I don't mind when they take the themes that resonate the most with them and then run with that instead of necessarily making it super accurate. I enjoy seeing the different lenses that people can see stories through. Finally, a film that's not part of the film festival, we have Little Trouble Girls. This is about a teen girl coming of age in a Catholic school and she joins the chorus, and then the chorus group goes to like a little special training singing weekend. And I will say this is a very stressful film to watch if you've ever been just a teen girl coming of age. I do think I need to rewatch it just because I'm not like 100% sure I loved the ending, but the entire rest of the film I absolutely adored. It is truly at times a horror movie. It's not. It's very, very clearly just a drama, but it's a horror movie. You don't want to give teen girls anything they can use as a weapon against you, okay? It's a battlefield out there when you're coming of age, especially a teen girl coming of age in a repressive, judgmental environment. It's a gorgeous film though, I absolutely recommend it. Following that up, we have A Pale View of Hills, which I frickin' love this book. Okay, I love the book, hold on. It's in my pink shelf. The people who are like, oh, you only care about the aesthetic of your bookshelves. Well, it sparks joy to put the pink books together, okay? It makes me happy. It's not for internet points. How many would it give me anyways? 5? What can I buy with 5 points? Nothing. Anyways, it is about a woman who has immigrated from Nagasaki to England, and it's been years since she immigrated, and she's like talking with her daughter about her life back in Nagasaki. So it's like you've got two different running narratives going, and it's about how trauma affects memory and how you kind of have to like rebuild your whole life and the narrative that you hold within due to, you know, hugely traumatic events. And I am simply not gonna spoil it because I think people should read the book and also watch the movie. After I read the book, I wasn't quite sure how it could be adapted, but I really like how they did it. I think it worked really well. The cinematography and the color grading, beautiful. It is an absolutely gorgeous, traumatizing film. And I recommend it to everybody. Okay, but next we have Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. I don't want to spoil this film, okay, but it brought me such sadness and such joy. I did film a commentary for it, guys. Yes, I watched it literally in February of 2025. Yes, that footage is still sitting on my drive. I will be editing it at some point. Don't worry, I just haven't gotten to it. It's just like a movie that is so profoundly sad just in its very nature, and yet also about the happiness that can be found despite profound sadness. And y'all know I just love a good rom-com, okay? I love a good rom-com. The next film on the list is The Roses, starring, yes, Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch. It's about a married couple whose careers sort of take a turn, where he was super successful, but then he like suffers a career pitfall, and then like while that's happening, her career starts to take off, so then he decides to like take a step back. The true villain in this is the AirPods Max. Okay, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The movie would have ended differently, okay? If he hadn't been wearing AirPods Max, the movie would have ended differently. Still sad about the ending, okay? Anyways, Olivia Colman obviously brings her A game. Benedict Cumberbatch, I don't think has anything less than the A game to offer, ever. And seeing both of them in a comedic role together, I loved it. Also, Ncuti Gatwa is in this film.
Sometimes Ivy's mad at me and I can't even tell.
Sometimes he's got his me and I can't even tell.
But I need Ncuti Gatwa and I need Olivia Colman in everything at all points in time. Just putting that into the universe. This next one is a shocker, okay? It's a shocker. It's Hedda, directed by Nia DaCosta and starring Tessa Thompson. And if you told me at the beginning of the year a movie based on a play by Henrik Ibsen would be on my top 10 list, I would have laughed. Because anyone who knows me knows. Do you know that meme, right? About like, which dead person do you have beef with? Yeah, Henrik Ibsen is mine. I would fight that man. If I ever saw him, even in ghost form, like, he better be ready. I can throw a punch. And you know what I'm gonna say after I throw that punch? I'm gonna say that was for Laura Keeler. And like, obviously, this happened in the frickin' 1800s. Dead and buried. We got bigger fish to fry in this planet, Earth, okay, in the modern era. And yet, Laura didn't deserve it. I'm holding space for you, Laura Keeler. I'm holding space for you. Anyways, that's so freaking unrelated to this film that Nia DaCosta has lovingly put together and put out into the world, okay? Tessa Thompson brought her A game. Absolutely loved it. If you love messy, chaotic, bisexual women who are absolute menaces, what are you doing? You should have already seen this film. Also, there's a line in this film that I personally feel like is a reference to Laura Keeler, and I appreciate them for including it. Thank you. Anyways, it's a gorgeous film. Following that up with the second best release of the year, Sinners. I feel like there is nothing I can say about Sinners that hasn't already been said tenfold by now, but it is so good. I had notes about this film like ages ago because I was gonna do a review video when I watched it, but then I didn't do it. But I think the core of what I was gonna say is it was just so refreshing and lovely to watch a horror movie that didn't hate its characters. In terms of, I feel like even though as a horror movie, people have to die, right? It's just like part of the genre. The characters got endings that I felt were respectful to their own narratives and also weren't needlessly cruel. Like the endings that went with them, I feel like fit and actually helped them in certain cases. I loved it. It was such a good film. I need to rewatch it soon. Anyways, the top 2025 release that I watched this year was The Chronology of Water, which is another adaptation that I did not think when I read the original book would ever be able to be adapted. I've seen people be like, this is trauma porn. And the thing is, it's based on a memoir. So Some people's lives are just traumatic. It's the life story of this woman who started out as a swimmer and has just dealt with abuse throughout her life. I think it was just a scarily accurate adaptation of the memoir. The act of cracking open and laying bare one woman's memory to explore how trauma has shaped her and how she managed to build a life out of the fragments of her youth despite it. And I would like it to be known, I love the way Kristen Stewart directed this film, less as a narrative and more as an avalanche of sights and sounds cascading into each other as one memory leads to another. It was just such a work of art. I also think it's just so powerful to not cater to what others may want, to fully, wholeheartedly, unapologetically showcase every rough and raw moment in such a visceral way that shocks and appalls, but never sugarcoats or softens or shortens. This movie forces you to bear witness to her pain. It's not really a movie that's meant to be watched, it's meant to be felt. And I promise you, you will feel it. And I'm not gonna disagree with the people who are like, it's trauma porn, because like, it's a traumatic thing to sit through. Many traumatic things happened to this woman. But it's about how she takes her trauma and lives her life anyway. Yeah, trauma can certainly shape you, but also you hold the pen to your life and you can rewrite it at any moment. And I personally thought it was a very cathartic film. It does feel like you're in someone's memory. And that's like, it's masterfully done. I'm gonna do a little honorable mentions here, which did not make the top 10, but I still enjoyed them this year. 1, K-pop Demon Hunters. Bop and a half, loved it. 2, Thunderbolts. I feel like a movie can't make me go to the movie theater 3 different times to watch Bucky Barnes flip a motorcycle without ending up on the honorable mentions list, bare minimum. Also Florence Pugh as Yelena, hello, obsessed. I'm not gonna talk too much about either of them because I did a commentary video for K-pop Demon Hunters and I did a review for Thunderbolts over on Patreon, so I'm not gonna talk about the 2 of those here, but I will talk a little bit about the 3rd honorable mention film, which is Bad Apples. It stars Saoirse Ronan acting her little heart out as a tired, overworked, and exhausted teacher. And it is a full-on satire about the education system and how cuts to funding in the education system really just harm everybody. It is a dark comedy, it is a satire. I don't want to say anything else about this film because I really think it's one of those ones that you should go into knowing truly as little as possible, other than the fact that, again, it is a dark comedy and a satire. I feel like I need to emphasize that specifically. I liked it more, I think, after walking away from the film. I think when I first watched it, I was like shocked, personally. The school systems need more funding. I would also like to throw Heated Rivalry into my top list. Not honorable mention, like full on into the top list. Like if it was able to be logged on Letterboxd, it would be here for favorites of the year. I could talk for like 5 whole ass hours about this show. And I will not be doing that, but I loved it. I'm telling you, I think it rewired my brain chemistry. Like, I don't know what they put in this show, but since watching it, I have somehow written a song, written a short film, and started the novel that has been in my head for 5 years. What's up with that? What did they put in this show? And I know for a fact that I am not the only person who has been encouraged to like randomly pull out art projects and start working on them. Like, it's just inspiring so many people to like believe in their own art again. Like, it's full on defeating depression. And I know that sounds stupid, but like just seeing the press tour, seeing 2 people like believe in the power of their dreams so much that they never lost their spark and just kept chasing it is super inspiring. It's just like you're watching creative people be creative, and it's like, who cares if anyone's ever tried to shame them? What are the shaming people doing with their lives? Sitting at home talking shit out of their asses and judging you for being creative? Okay, you're living your life and being successful. Like, I'm telling you, rewired the brain chemistry. I don't know. Also, hold on. This is big. I'd like to give a huge shout out to the 9 people ahead of me in line at the library who read their asses off. I literally thought I wasn't gonna get this for months. All of a sudden I got the notification that the book that I had on hold, even though there were 9 people ahead of me in line, it was ready. Miracles happen, guys. So now I get to read the book, which I'm very excited about. So I might have more thoughts coming later on. Very excited. Seeing a neurodivergent kid end up with a loving relationship and like a support system that doesn't critique him or judge him for his neurodivergent traits. Not only that, actually, in a much more positive way, love him for them. And at the same time, an abused kid end up with a support system and a loving family. It's got me believing in joy. I'm telling you, defeating depression. Defeating depression. Got me believing in the power of art again. Got me being like, oh, you're gonna let the mean world win? Oh, you're gonna let the people who judged you win? In this economy? No, go the fuck after your dreams. You're not gonna be able to afford to live either way. You might as well be doing what you wanna do instead of sitting in a cubicle. Like, truly. Y'all are getting a rant, I'm sorry. Anyways, just gonna end on a tiny little note because you might notice when I moved them over there that Born with Teeth is listed here. I don't know if the Pro Shot even exists, okay? But they let us log it on Letterboxd and I have to believe, I have to hope. Anyways, Born with Teeth is freaking amazing. The best theater performance I have seen in a while. I loved it. It is about the relationship between Shakespeare and Kit Marlowe. It starts with Kit Marlowe's reputation being like, ooh, super high, and then Shakespeare is just sort of like a lowly little writer trying. He just wants to write, guys. He just wants to write.
I just want to write. No one gets to just write.
As the play goes on, you know, the balance kind of shifts a little bit, but on top of it being about the relationship between the two of them, it's also about making art in a time in which the government wants to censor you, and then the lines that you have to walk to sort of like exist as an authentic artist and like what that authenticity means, and if you can be authentic while you're also being perceived, and certain things that you might have to sacrifice to be an artist slash, you know, how difficult it might be to just make money as an artist itself, and like what else you might have to do. Like it's a really good play, and I swear to you, it can't just exist in all of our minds. I know that's what theater is. But what do you mean there isn't a Pro Shot that we can just watch? And like, it's worse too, because I have so many like lines stuck in my head that I would love to be able, like, to just show more people so that they get what I'm doing. Like every time I say something with like a pop of a P, I'm like, oh, pop of the P, pop the B. I hear the lines still in my head. It's been months and I still hear the lines. It's damn good, guys. It's damn good. I am still manifesting a Pro Shot. Anyways, another play that I really loved this year was Not Your Superwoman. When I tell you I cried through the entire play, it was embarrassing. Like it was fully embarrassing. At one point I thought I was gonna have to excuse myself because I thought I was gonna start sobbing, and I was like, I can't sob in the theater. That's embarrassing. But I kept it contained, you know, just kept it to the tears streaming down my face silently, which was good. And it's about a mother and a daughter traveling to spread the ashes of their dead grandmother, or dead mother for the moms, you know, storyline. It's also about generational trauma. It's about the relationship between mothers and daughters. Hold on, I bought the script. I literally bought the script. I loved it so much. It is so damn good. It's about like the trauma sometimes that mothers impart on their daughters, even not necessarily on purpose, you know, just because they think they're doing the best for their kid while also trying to survive themselves. And it's just such a loving portrayal of that mother-daughter relationship. And then you just like add on the grief of losing like the grandmother slash the mother. And it's just, it's devastating. And yet it's also funny. I left that theater and I was like, I need water. Like I am dehydrated. I have just been crying the entire runtime of this play. I just like, you know, mother-daughter storylines, they get me. And then the loss of the grandmother, like that got me. The generational trauma got me. Like the whole thing is just so emotional. And it's so good. The only other play I want to talk about is Operation Mincemeat, which I don't even think counts as like a 2025 release. So maybe it doesn't count. It's been on for a while. But I loved it. I had seen a few years ago Operation Mincemeat, the movie, so I kind of knew the story going in, which basically, if you do not know the story of Operation Mincemeat, it is basically like some fanfic girlies helping win the war. No, they basically write a whole storyline for this fake soldier, stick all of the fake storyness, the fake narrative they've created into a dead body, and send that little guy out and use him as a way to sort of like present fake war plans. And the movie is very serious, right? It takes it very seriously. The musical, oh no. The musical, camp incarnate, that's the only way to describe it. I really want to go back at some point and see it. It's so good. It's so fun. The musical numbers are top tier. If you're super serious about history, I don't recommend it. But if you like an unserious, fun, campy time, yes, go see it immediately if you can. I also just, you know, am the target for World War II Homefront stories. That is just an unfortunate character trait I do have. I don't know where that came from. Too much Peter Pan as a child, too much Narnia as a child, too much Molly, the American Girl doll as a child. I don't know, too much of something, possibly not enough of something else. I don't know what to say, but I do love me some Homefront stories. And I loved this one, okay? It's good, it's fun. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. So I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about my top 2025 releases this year, and I hope you guys watched some damn good things this year as well. I hope you had some fun with this video, and I will see you guys for the next one. See ya.